We have information about 2 students injured in an incident on campus.
Plus, it's Pink Week at UTC. We'll tell you what that means.
And we look back at Mocs Give Day. Your news starts now. Mocs News has learned more about 2 students injured on campus.
The incident happened last week. The campus police public information officer confirmed the incident happened in the early morning hours of Wednesday, September 25th.
We then reached out to Caden Bates, who confirmed to Mocs News he was one of the injured students. Bates said he wanted to correct any reports saying he and a friend saw a video on the internet of people lighting rubbing alcohol on fire. They decided, quote, "It was a cool stunt to put rubbing alcohol on ourselves and light it," unquote.
Bates says they were immediately engulfed in flames and pulled their shirts off but were badly burned. He said they were first taken to Park Ridge Hospital, then transported to the Vanderbilt ICU burns unit. Bates further said the incident had no connection to the Kappa Sigma fraternity.
Harris cut short a campaign visit to Las Vegas to return to Washington for briefings. Her and President Biden toured the devastation separately in North Carolina and Florida. Meanwhile, Donald Trump headed over to Valdosta, Georgia on Monday and said he brought with him supplies that were distributed by the Christian relief group Samaritan's Purse.
This past weekend, a large chemical fire broke out in Georgia. Isaac Pratt tells us more.
On Sunday, September 29th, a large chemical fire broke out in Conyers, Georgia, about 25 miles southeast of downtown Atlanta. The fire ignited within Conyers' biolab plant. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, so company officials have yet to state exactly which products were burning. However, air quality control in the area has detected traces of chlorine in the fire's smoke. The flame was extinguished on Sunday around 4 p.m., but some materials there continued to smolder for days. On Tuesday, Conyers residents were advised to shelter in place from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. each day, as air quality is projected to be the worst during that time.
This week, Jimmy Carter has turned 100 years old. He became the first president to reach a century of age, and the oldest living president. His home state of Georgia has dedicated a concert tribute in honor of his birthday featuring musical guests like the B-52s and others.
This week is Pink Week for UTC's NAACP organization. They have been fundraising these past couple days to prepare breast cancer goodie bags to donate to Erlanger Hospital. Here are some photos from their Wednesday fundraiser event, Pumpkin Patch Painting. At the Wednesday event, participants were invited to donate $3, and in return, they had the opportunity to paint a mini pumpkin. The event brought the community together to raise funds and awareness for breast cancer. If you haven't made it to any of the events so far, there's still time. Tonight, they will be hosting a paint event from 7 to 9 p.m. in Lupton Hall. Care packages will be delivered to Erlanger Hospital tomorrow morning from 10 to 11. Did people in the land down under get duped over a cookie? Authorities say it happened last week in Sydney, Australia. People allegedly pretended to be with the U.S. brand Crumble Cookie and had a pop-up business charging almost $17 per cookie. It was later found that they never had any relation to Crumble, even though they claimed that they had been all over Crumble's social media.
It was once again time for Grocery Bingo. The event was hosted by the Office of Student and Family Engagement. Students could play bingo and win the chance to get a free bag full of groceries. Organizers emphasized the importance of Scrappy Cupboard. That's our on-campus service dedicated to giving food to students in need. Students munched over popcorn while they enjoyed the event.
This week, students and faculty alike learned about the importance of giving back. Here's a look back at Mocs Give Day.
My name is Laura Snyder, and this is Mocs Give Day. Clumpies has really come in clutch today. We are giving out free Clumpies if folks would like to make a gift. UTC really relies on donations from our community to really have the margin of excellence for our students. Your gift can support scholarships, professorships, experiential opportunities like study abroad, and really we are not able to do that without philanthropy. So literally every dollar makes a difference on our campus. I am happy to support the community that I know made me who I am today, and I would encourage you to do the same.
Let's hope this weekend's weather doesn't get too crazy. Amani, what's the forecast?
What a difference in our weather this week. After today, we have nothing but clear skies. Through the weekend, we have highs of 83 and 84 with lows in the lower 60s. Then on Monday, look for about a 10-degree drop with highs in the mid-70s and lows in the lower 50s and perhaps into the 40s. Definitely sweater weather. Back to you.
Vice presidential hopefuls Tim Walz and J.D. Vance faced off in potentially the last debate of the 2024 presidential campaign. The two talked about Iran's ballistic missile attack on Israel and also Hurricane Helene. They kept calm and chose to target the running mates instead of each other, resulting in a debate that many believed was filled with more substance than spectacle. However, things took a turn when Trump's 2020 loss and the attempted overturn of the election was brought up. Vance stood by his statements that he wouldn't verify Trump's loss, while Walz questioned if Vance really believes his statements.
Mocs win.
But Georgia loses. Here's Amani with more.
The Mocs finally did it. They won their first game of the season against Portland State last Saturday, with the score at Finley Stadium of 45-30. We may have been off to a rough start this season, but now the Mocs are back on their feet and ready to dominate. They play at East Tennessee State this Saturday. We had a shocking turn of events this past Saturday. Georgia lost to Alabama this weekend by a touchdown. This will mark the second year losing to Crimson Tide. Georgia has now bumped down to the number 5 in the Associated Press poll. WNBA and former NCAA star Caitlin Clark won Rookie of the Year with 66 out of 67 votes. We are at Mocs News wishing her the best of luck for the rest of her WNBA career. Back to you guys.
If you aren't already tuned into some of our other media outlets at UTC, take a peek at The Echo, our student-run newspaper. This week's stories include Mayor Tim Kelly mislabeling a university classification, UTC's 138th birthday, and several driving checkpoints coming to Chattanooga this month.
That's this edition of Mocs News. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to keep up with us on our Facebook page.
We're also on X, formerly known as Twitter, and YouTube. Have a great weekend.
You can also look for Mocs News